ITEL S23 Plus is the most premium and the best phone I have ever seen from ITEL. In this video, we'll be talking about the specs, the price, and why I think it's a complete package for you. But before then, please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it for more people. And please hit the subscribe button so that we can get to 1K subscriber before the end of the year. Thank you. The ITEL S23 Plus has one of the most premium unboxing I've ever seen in a while from ITEL. It comes with a clear hard case, the phone itself, a USB earphone, and a USB Type-C cord. Yes, there's no charging brick, which is quite surprising from ITEL. I guess we're getting flagship treatment here anyway. Moving on, the ITEL S23 Plus is looking like the iPhone to me because of the camera layout, but looks more like the Techno Phantom X because of the design. It is made out of glossy plastic and comes in two color variants, Lexian and Elemental Blue. These are even complex colors, I tell. Just call it indigo or blue. But anyway, any of these colors you will never miss. At one of the side of the ITEL S23 Plus, we get the volume keys and the power button. At the bottom, we have the dual nano SIM, the speakers, and the Type-C ports. Yes, there's no headphone jack, which is also surprising from ITEL. To the display, the ITEL S23 Plus has a massive 6.78 inches curved 1080p AMOLED display. It has a resolution of 1080p by 2400 pixels, and on this display, it has a Corning Gorilla Glass 5 for protection and a peak brightness of 500 nits, which is the brightest display on any ITEL device till date. Plus a 93% screen to body ratio, which is damn good for content consumptions. The experience is great, but not something you've never seen before because it lacks stereo speakers. S23 Plus ships with Android 13 and ITEL OS 13 skin on it, which just got a couple of fixtures and updates. The one that takes the headline for me is the voice assistant, which does the normal stuff like opening of apps, setting timers, setting alarm. But ITEL took it further by inputting ChatGPT in this voice assistant, which means you can tell it to write you a resume, you can tell it to write you a recipe, you can tell these things to do unbelievable things, and it will, which is a thumbs up. That means ITEL voice assistant is kind of smarter than Siri. Wow. Features that stood out to me is the dynamic island, but ITEL call it dynamic bar. This just does everything that the dynamic island does on the iPhone. It's just a cutout display that shows you if your phone is charging, if you want to call an Uber, even set a timer. It's just another separate display, just like a multitasking feature. But ITEL calls their own dynamic bar, which I think it's a cool name, but I don't know why everyone is naming everything. The performance of the ITEL S23 Plus is decent, but don't get your hopes too high to get the best out of this device. It runs on the Unisoc Tiger T616, which is manufactured in a 13 nanometer processor. We get 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. On the ITEL S23 Plus is not something we have not seen before, but it is really, really decent. Where you will start to get drops in frames is when you do advanced editing, crazy multitasking, gaming, and multitasking together. You start to notice drops in frame. But there is no single cap when I say this ITEL S23 Plus is decent with performance. S23 Plus has a 5000 milliamp hour battery. This battery is capable of taking you through the entire day with a single charge. Talk of charging, it always have 18 watts fast charging, which is not too great from ITEL, and there's no charging brick in the box, which is a bummer. In the ITEL S23 Plus to the other side, you will see the 3 camera rings. The camera of the ITEL S23 Plus is not something we have not seen before, but they are very, very decent with the samples I have seen so far. We have a 50 megapixel main camera, a 0.8 megapixel depth camera, and a flash. Yes, it's not 3 cameras, it's 2 cameras and a flash. So basically, you have one back camera to take videos and pictures, which is a 50 megapixel main camera, because we use depth sensor. What do you want to use a depth sensor for? What most people we always use, we surely use is the 50 megapixel main camera. So we have the 50 megapixel main camera for videos and for pictures, which can shoot at 1080p 30 frames per second. It doesn't shoot at 4K. ITEL, I thought we are having premium treatment here. It's also the same for the 32 megapixel front facing camera. Securing the ITEL S23 Plus is the under display fingerprint, which is decently fast. I never knew ITEL can pull that off. It is very, very decent. Yeah, so lest I forget, the ITEL S23 Plus comes around 148,000 naira, which is like 200 to $250. So what do you think about this price in the comment section below? So yeah, that's everything you need to know about the ITEL S23 Plus. The ITEL S23 Plus is a leap forward in design, in cameras, and in specs. And hopefully, this is the way forward to context for ITEL to context with the big boys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.